All righty, Congressman, once again, thank you for joining us. We appreciate that.
Sure.
We're going to go ahead and start with
Well,
a
good morning.
restaurant right here in downtown Asheville called Rhubarb. Any chance you know it?
I am familiar with Rhubarb. I've eaten there many times.
Okay. Well, it's been around for a few decades. Unfortunately, it is closing its door because Helene recovery money basically hasn't shown up fast enough. You and the president promised to speed up support and recovery. Have you been able to lean into any of this money to help move it faster?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime someone reaches out to my office, I make it an absolute priority to work the system and push the buttons that are necessary to help accelerate the recovery. I've not heard specifically from the folks at Rhubarb, but I'd welcome the opportunity to talk with them and see what I could do to keep them from having to shutter their doors.
Well, yesterday, the state legislature, the General Assembly, was able to pass a bill with $500 million to help Western North Carolina. And once again, that's coming out of the state. But have you been able to lean on them at all to kind of move these funds?
Well, of course, I'm in constant contact with the state legislature, and I'm thrilled that they've taken another bold step to help us recover in Western North Carolina. Our recovery is going to take an effort from the federal government, the state government, and local governments in coordination with those folks that have lost their homes and their businesses for us to recover. So yeah, most certainly I've been in coordination with them.
All right, well, North Carolina has requested an additional $25 billion in federal funds on top of the $3 billion already allocated. In light of all the current cuts, how likely is this to move?
Well, I'm not sure to what you're referring with the current cuts. You know, I authored a $110 billion package that was passed here in D.C. for disaster recovery on December the 20th. And we're still working on the process to get that out the door. I think it's premature for anyone to be out there right now asking for additional money when we've not even dispersed the funds that have been appropriated. My focus right now is to gather feedback from folks like you just mentioned, Rhubarb, and those other folks that need federal assistance, and deploy the money that we already have at our disposal. As we begin to deplete those funds, we'll look at the necessity to appropriate more.
All right, well, yesterday, y'all passed a budget, and you voted for it that includes $2 trillion in spending cuts to help pay for tax cuts as well as increases. Can you do this without cutting Medicaid?
I believe that we can accomplish everything that the American people have demanded of us. There were 77 million people voted for President Trump and gave us a clear mandate that we needed to curb our spending in Washington, D.C., that we needed to prevent the largest tax increase on the backs of American taxpayers in our entire history. We did not pass a budget yesterday. We passed the framework of a budget that the relevant committees will go back and begin to work on, and I'll be anxious to hear the ideas that they come up with.
All right, lastly, as you're well aware, protesters showed up at your mobile office yesterday in downtown Asheville. They were primarily concerned about federal job cuts, Elon Musk having what some thought was too much power, and a pivot in the U.S. relationship with Russia. Where are you on these issues, and do you support where the president is taking us?
Well, I certainly support where President Trump is taking us, as well as 77 million Americans that voted for President Trump and his agenda to make America first, to prevent taxes from increasing, to keep our nation safe, to protect our borders, and to reel in our federal spending. And I very much support the fact that Musk, which is an agent of President Trump. I think if we changed Elon Musk's name to Sarah Jones or something else, folks would not have nearly as much of a problem with what's taking place. But we do need to be looking for efficiency in government, and I certainly appreciate the fact that the president has tasked the DOJ committee to get out there and look into the way that we're spending our money and how we can be more efficient.
All righty, on that note, do you have a message specifically for those protesters who were out there?
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that that they were out there. I wish I could have been with them there personally. I know a lot of folks are asking for me to be back in the district with town halls and whatnot. I'm working on a statement to those folks. I believe we've had 6, maybe even as many as 8 town hall type meetings, live town hall type meetings so far. I appreciate the fact that they were out. I appreciate the fact that they were sharing their opinions. I certainly respect their First Amendment rights to carry signs and chant and protest any way that they possibly can. I believe that the Carolina Cruiser was able to personally meet with about 100 people yesterday, and I'll be anxious to be back in the district where I can meet personally with more of the folks as well.
All right, Congressman Chuck Edwards, we'll let you get on with your day. Thank you for giving us a few moments of your time.
All right, thank you, sir. It's good talking to you.
You too.